Alrighty, so Politicon is this weekend, so rev up for that. That's going to be pretty crazy stuff. But here's something that is really crazy. So, as you guys know, because I've talked about it, Kyle Kulinski was set to debate Ann Coulter, and she backed out pretty much last minute with like 2 weeks left, like less than 2 weeks left, actually, I think. And so he was trying to find someone to debate. He was floating a bunch of names, and he says that the names that he was floating were names that we wanted. I mean, the names we wanted obviously were Ben Shapiro was number one because that would be a great debate to watch. But due to Candace Owens, Kyle Kulinski, or a Tomi Lahren Kyle Kulinski debate would have been litty. Okay, that would have been so entertaining to watch. I would have watched those things in their entirety. It would have been insanely entertaining, unbelievably entertaining. But I told you guys about that, and I explained that Kyle basically had floated these names, and these people who supposedly claim to be all about debates, especially Ben Shapiro, by the way. Ben Shapiro declined to debate. And again, last time I spoke about this, I explained that as of right now on the Politicon website, there's actually no debate scheduled for Ben Shapiro. And that still remains true to this day. I just checked the website, and he's still just going to be doing two things on Sunday, which is a debate with, not a debate. He's giving a keynote speech, and then he's going to be doing a town hall with his Daily Wire lackeys. So they'll be asked questions. So he's not actually doing a debate this year. Remember last year he did the huge headliner debate with Cenk Uygur. So I explained, I even went into depth because Ben Shapiro, if you guys recall, lambasted. First of all, he, with ill intentions and with the intention of embarrassing and destroying the career of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who is a current Democratic nominee who's obviously going to win the election because her district is massively blue. He challenged her to a debate, offering $10,000 for her campaign in an unprecedented move because Anderson Cooper doesn't debate Ted Cruz. You know what I mean? Ali Velshi doesn't debate Mitch McConnell. It just doesn't happen. It's a weird thing. Never heard of that type of a thing. And it doesn't make sense for AOC because she doesn't have anything to gain in that type of a situation. But Ben Shapiro, he not only is he supposedly all about debates and then passes, but on top of that, he also had the whole AOC debacle, and he still passes, which is insanity. I mean, that's crazy. So, what Kyle is about to say in this clip that you guys are going to see is really crazy, because I actually did not even know that he had floated this idea, but he's going to explain that he actually not just floated those names that we wanted, but he legitimately floated a 2-on-1, 2-on-1s, and 3-on-1s.
And here's why. When I tell you, we ran through virtually every single conservative going to, look at this. Oh boy. Roger Stone. When I tell you we ran through virtually every single conservative at Politicon, I'm not kidding. So I floated every name that all of you guys wanted me to float. You know, hey, I hear you guys. I hear you. I see your stuff on Twitter. I see your stuff in the comment section from time to time. And I know what you want to see. I know you want to see Kyle Kulinski versus Ben Shapiro. Honestly, and I'm not joking about this, I think at this point, Kyle Kulinski versus Ben Shapiro could fucking sell out Madison Square Garden. I'm not joking about that. So I know that's what you want to see. So I floated that. I said, hey, what about Ben Shapiro? News came back. No, he's passing. Okay. Now, again, I don't want to jump to conclusions, so I feel like I always need to add this caveat. Yes, there is a chance that a lot of these people know exactly who I am, and therefore they're like, yeah, kind of don't want to get destroyed by a YouTuber, so not going to do it. That's possible, but it is also possible that a lot of the people who I floated genuinely don't know who I am, so they're just like, I don't want to debate somebody who I feel like is a nobody. You know? And again, even with Ann Coulter, who my understanding was she had agreed to it and then backed out of it, even with her, I genuinely don't know if she came across my videos and was like, whoa, not debating him because he seems like he's going to eat me alive. Or if she really just didn't know who the hell I am, and so she's like, okay, I'm going to pass because I don't know who he is. But here's what I could tell you. Of all the names that I floated, you bet your ass, at least some of them, at least maybe half of them, know who I am, and they passed. So, for example, one of the names I floated, Tomi Lahren. Tomi Lahren passed. Okay? Now, there are names I floated that I'm not sure they know who I am. Like I floated, hey, Adam Carolla, he's going to be there, I'll debate him. Or Chris Christie, he's going to be there, I'll debate him. The three I mentioned who were in the running recently, Michael Steele, David Frum, I thought, I'll debate them. Now, again, I don't know if they know who I am and passed because they know who I am, or if they passed because they just have no clue who I am. But I know that Jesse Lee Peterson, who I also floated, relatively certain he knows who I am, and he passed. So I floated all the names that you guys wanted me to float. After Coulter backed out, I basically said, okay, well, I need somebody of relatively equal stature to Coulter because I've been promoting Coulter and all you guys want to see it. I certainly want to do it, and I feel like it's only the right thing to do to get somebody of similar stature. And all of them passed. Ben Shapiro passed, Tomi Lahren passed. I floated a one-on-one with Candace Owens, and she passed. So, anyway, the point is, guys, I give Scotty Nell Hughes a tremendous amount of credit because, honestly, she might be the only one who stepped up to the plate. I just need everybody to know that I was asking for what you wanted me to ask for. And just the very last thing I want to say real quick. I even floated 2-on-1s. I said you could take any two conservatives from this giant list that I gave you and have both of them against me. And I'll do it. When I heard that the response was still no, I said, okay, 3-on-1. I'll do a 3-on-1 debate. You could take any three conservatives and put them up against me. The Politicon people got a kick out of that. And they were laughing, and they were like, okay, that sounds good. I mean, you're easy to work with. And the response was still no. So, you know, for all the people out there who actually care about the hashtag battle of ideas, well, just know that some people are willing to have that battle of ideas, and other people, even when they have a tremendous advantage, are still passing. Wonder what that says about their ideology.
That's actually pretty crazy because to do 2-on-1s and 3-on-1s like that, you're honestly taking on a big risk because obviously that it's pretty unfair to do like a 2v1 or a 3v1. That's insane. The idea of a 3v1 is insane at the face of it. But basically what Kyle said is that all of these people were passing, and he offered to do 2v1s or 3v1s, and despite the fact that he offered such massively lopsided debates, despite the fact that he offered to do 2v1s and 3v1s, he still got a no from those same people who are all about debating and saying the lefties are too scared to debate, they're snowflakes and all of that nonsense. So somehow those same people are going to decline not only 1v1 debates, which makes them massive hypocrites, by the way, but additionally they're going to decline 2v1s and 3v1s. Now, actually, if you recall, we were supposed to get a 2v2 debate between Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk against David Pakman and Kyle Kulinski. Now, that would have been massively entertaining. I would have 100% watched that in its entirety. That would have been a lot of fun to do. That would have been a very fun thing to watch. However, that ended up falling through. There might have been some miscommunication there because it turned out it's not even a debate, it's a panel. So maybe there was some miscommunication there in the first place. But regardless, Candace Owens backed out of the panel. So that is what ended up happening. But what we're looking at here is a sort of exposing, as we've gone into, of these Republicans, these conservatives who are supposedly all about. I can't explain it enough how much people like Ben Shapiro and these other people claim to be these debaters. But not only are you passing, you're talking about getting offered a debate, right? I think Ben Shapiro's made the statement, I'm not sure, but I think he's made the statement that he's down to debate anybody. I guess that didn't really pan out. I guess that's not really what he's down for, what he's down with. But the fact that you can claim that and like have that as your persona, because that's essentially his image, right? Is that he's this debater, but yet when you get invited to do a debate, like it's offered, like, hey, like I'm down to debate you from Kyle, and you decline, you don't get to keep that image. You don't get to hold that image. That is no longer obtained by you. You no longer obtain the image of being this debate god of sorts when you are presented with the opportunity to do a debate with the very people that you claim don't want to debate or that you claim to destroy in debates. But holy smokes, this guy's talking about down to do 2v1s. What would have been really awesome to watch actually would have been if it was Tomi Lahren and Candace Owens versus Kyle Kulinski. That would have been really interesting as well. Another one, by the way, when Kyle said that there were the 3 options given to him by Politicon, which I guess none of them ended up panning out. He was given the option of Jesse Lee Peterson, the crazy guy, as you guys know. I actually would have found that insanely entertaining. I was vouching for that. I was like, when I made the video, I was like, oh man, like I want this is what I want to see. This would be unbelievably entertaining because you're just talking about someone who's rational and then someone who's just completely insane. The guy who talks about the great white hope and the children of the lie. I mean, the dude's inadvertently a comedian essentially, but he's not a comedian in the sense that he knows that he's a comedian. Obviously, he's just stupid, and so it's funny because he's stupid. He's not funny because he's trying to be funny. That's just the way that he is. But the battle of ideas is the phrase that Kyle Kulinski refers to. Of course, that originates from, at least modern wise, of course, from Dave Rubin. Dave Rubin also worth mentioning here, and I think I'll talk about this in another video. Dave Rubin is not about the battle of ideas nor the exchange of ideas, free exchange of ideas. Anna Kasparian and Sam Seder both have offered to go on his show to debate. He is denying them access to his show because he is scared to get mauled. Additionally, Anna Kasparian openly invited him to a debate over at Politicon. What did he decide to do? He decided to say, well, actually, he didn't say no. He just didn't respond, which is, in my opinion, even weaker than saying no. But all these people are massive cowards. Don't forget it. I'm going to hammer this home because I cannot stand the fact that these people are these huge frauds who pretend, they have the gall to pretend to be all about debate and the free exchange of ideas and the battle of ideas. And, lefties don't want to debate. They want to be in their echo chamber, their safe space. But yet, when you're offered the opportunity to actually have a debate with real lefties, what do? Nothing. You decline. You pass. Tomi Lahren passed. She's a moron, of course. Candace Owens passed. She's a moron, of course, too. Ben Shapiro, supposedly the debate god, does not do anything. He declines the debate. I mean, we need a reason here. How could you claim to be all about debating and yet you don't do any debates? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make any sense. So don't forget that they are complete cowards, and most importantly, they are extremely fraudulent.